Alright, this should be good enough. Alright, hello folks, welcome back to another episode of Fallout 4 here at Gray Studios. And this time we're just going to talk about the series and the mods, and what mods we used, and what I liked, what could have been done better, and maybe some new stuff.
But always finding it.
Okay, first off, 6 feet distance, 6 feet distance. And they're not listening. Anyway, so basically the first mod I'm going to review is the Ballistic Skull Mask. And it's the kind I've been wearing. And it's from author Mod 620.
I'm busy.
I'll type everything here.
You know what I call a good day?
And basically these guys have the masks, and aside from the decoral, it provides 49 plus points of health boost. And it's about 7 different varieties. Plain black, skull.
I told you.
And anyway, you basically can... There's nothing to upgrade, but you can change the appearance.
Most people are...
Now, I like the mod. I like it. It's just a little small mod. Not really all that important, but that's what I also like about it, is that there's nothing to really... There's nothing really bad to say about it. That being said, 6 feet apart, people! Let's try that again. So basically, with the Minutemen mod, what it did is that it modded the Minutemen so that there was actually level ranks to them, and they would carry out, you know, better weapons, have more health, etc. They would actually be a playable faction that would be effective and actually fun to play, as well as clothing items. And some of these items here would be the Minutemen uniform and the helmet. I'm just going to put it on, and I'm going to put the helmet on right now. Alright, and this is the chest piece that the Minutemen has. And as you can see, that looks pretty freaking cool, if you ask me. And a helmet, too. You can also customize the helmet, as well as the armor, make it better. You can add a carton of cigarettes on one side, flowers on the other. And it even gives you a charisma boost for the helmet, which I also thought was nice. Unfortunately, during the series, though, I don't know, maybe one of the mods, probably, you know, the bigger mods, might have prevented the Minutemen from spawning, or any Minutemen. Sorry, Preston. And, yeah, that's just the sad reality, but, I gotta say, though, I was still impressed with the clothing items, and I still think it would be pretty cool. I'm just wondering when these guys are gonna zombify. Again, I'll leave how their names pronounced in there. Alright. Now the zombie walkers. Now, I love the zombie walkers. There's not really there's nothing bad to say about the zombie walkers. It is exactly how it is. The ghouls are zombified, as if they weren't already, but they're actual zombies, so what you can do is, the way I'm set up right now, they level up with me, but you can also set up level caps, settings, and infection. Now, infection was a bloody hassle to deal with, especially early on in the game. When you get to, when you have a high amount of antibiotics, or you set yourself up with a doctor, you'll be fine. But the sooner you get cured, the better, because it becomes resistant in your body, and that just becomes a hassle. And as you can see, though, if you can't, well, I mean, you can cheat with the idea, but I mean, that's up to you. No, the thing I loved was to spawn the zombies. Alright, so yeah, the game crashed. So we might as well use this perfect opportunity
What do you need? Need
to
something?
spawn some zombies again.
What's going on? You'd better keep
As you
your
can
mouth
see,
shut about this place. I can't trust anyone.
I'll get into it later with the modernized weapons. Whoopsie daisy.
What do you need?
Alright, due to mods, it should be about a couple seconds.
But even the hard days get easier than the one before.
But yeah, with the zombie settings perk, you can also craft it at the camping station here. Oh.
Hey, Jew.
Okay, that's also not a zombie, that's a mumbler. And why are none of you shooting?
Been through a rough time, man. About you?
Anyway, yeah, this the zombie walkers
Thanks,
for the Xbox One mod was
Thanks for
from
checking in.
joefor,
Of course.
and I can't find anything bad that I can really complain about or anything like that. It's all pluses. Being able to customize the ghouls or zombies to how fast you want, how much health, whether they're contagious or not, their numbers. It's fully customizable, and that's what you gotta like in a a good zombie theme. It's exactly that. It's perfect. Alright, now we'll get into modern firearms. And I don't mean this thing here. Here we go. Modern weapons. Now this one was made by idlesheep.
Another day of hard. Never changes.
And this one, I absolutely adore. See what this mod does is, obviously, as you can see, and from what you saw in all the other videos that you saw,
You know what I call a good day? One
It's-
day without an empty stomach.
and they don't quite know. Anywho, this basically updates the game and gives you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of guns to choose from. And that in itself is fun. Another thing that it does is, as you can see, let's head to one of the weapons here. Boom. There's very high damage, so it adds that kind of realism you would see. When you play Fallout, I don't want to shoot the settlers. Oh, now there's... What the? Oh, last one. I'll explain later for that as well. Alright, I'm gonna make note that when I went to change difficulty, see if there was any changes, Siren Heads did pop back up where I got rid of them, and it appears that any zombie spawns also spawn mumblers and bubblehead nurses now. That never happened in survival.
I once saw a blood bug fly off the top. I swear to God.
And I'm not gonna fool you or lie. I did use it every now and again to basically make the videos more interesting and level up more. So, damage boost, as well as these fun little books that you can switch the firing modes on. For some reason won't let me do that, but you can also attach suppressors, activate gadgets, and switch scopes if you got them. Maybe I got more than one. I mean, I do have a bunch of weapons on. Anyway, the variety of weapons mainly consists of everything modern, but basically, this machine pistols, the MP7, MP45s, MP5Ns, AKs, ARs, even hunting rifles and such. And again, I absolutely love it. And I love the fact that you can customize it so much. Okay, I was hoping I would find some more creepy crawlies, but no. These are very rare too. They're the worst. Uh-oh. Again, I'll explain later. But anyway, you never saw these during the entire series. Again, no, that might just be because I changed the difficulty from survival to very hard recently. But moving on to modern weapons. Now, when you get this mod, you have this, you can craft this little vending machine here. You go to it, and you can buy ammo, you can buy parts, you can buy the books here, body armor as well. You can also find body armor on raiders or any human enemies, but you can also buy armor here, which is what the armor you see all the settlers wear. The parts, the stocks and whatnot. Refund, you can sell, and you can also buy actual guns here as well. But what it does is, as you can see, customs, and it requires pre-war money. You know, I'm not selling that, no. Now, there are a few downsides, I would say, about this. One of them's not really that important, but if I had to say, it would be the reload feature. And let me show you what I
When you
mean.
think you're safe, you're not. That's how they always get you.
See, I'm firing from the grenade launcher. And the magazine's not going in fully. And I do like how they did change the sound. Different sounds. Again, reloading feature is the same. Not very many people are gonna complain about that at all. If anything, that's just flavor. That's just flavor. But the one thing that I wanted to be more, you know, concerned with is that, I mean, you got cannons, you got miniguns, you got, well, as I said, AR, AKs, SCARs. The thing with these guns, though, is they're all assault rifles. They're all shotguns. They're all sniper rifles. Did I say shotguns? Okay, I don't know if I said shotguns or not, but as far as I've seen, there hasn't been any kind of shotgun that you can use, with the exception of the underbarrel shotgun. And that's the kind that you get on these, you know, AR, AK, a SCAR. Like, for example, here you have the underbarrel mod. I don't know why the book's not attached, but yeah, you can go to the book and switch the mods here. So you can fire grenades, and then you switch, and you can fire the regular ammo. And it's generally the same. There's a underbarrel shotgun underneath, but that's the only shotgun there is. The second one is no handguns neither. And that's kind of, I mean, you generally have this, and as you can see, the stock's extended. You can customize it to have the stock not extended, but from going through the mods so far, this is the MP7 is the gun closest handguns. Which, I mean, I'd like there to be something more, you know? There was just a little more. Must be new settler. And no rocket launchers neither. Or missile launchers. Like no RPG-7s, AT-4s, M29s. There is this though. This is a fun one that I just got recently. Or I got the ammo for recently. Turns out you have to buy the ammo. And that's the only way you'll find it. But yeah. No missile launchers, no shotguns, no handguns. And don't get me wrong, they did a really good job with scopes and like the mods and customizations, and with all the variety of assault rifles and snipers, and guns in general of the categories I mentioned, handguns, shotguns, and missile launchers. You unfortunately won't find any of. No bayonets neither. Like I'll go to, and then boom, boom. As you can see, no bayonet on this rifle. But I mean, I gotta say, I love this mod nonetheless. The different amount of weapons and the amount of damage they did made it that much more realistic, especially on survivor mode. We're just gonna go to Diamond City now. Alright, so as you can see, this is from the different mod that we're going to be getting to soon. But basically, I came over here because I wanted to demonstrate what these weapons can do. So yeah, it's exactly what you're thinking. That's social distancing. 6 feet apart! Sorry, I had to do it.
Help me!
Now, unfortunately, I have it on very hard. Survival won't let you fast travel. There we go. And as you can see, they also that's why even after being level 90 and wearing all this thick armor, I'm still getting pretty shot up. Although some of them just carried a regular old cruddy pipe pistol too. I know, it's sad. So if this was on survival mode, I'd probably already be down and out for the count. And that's modern weapons. And I love it. Alright, now for the final mod. Social distancing! Oh, perfect timing actually. I'm going to get some help first. Alright, the modern Firearms mod was made by idlesheep, Tactical Edition. And I love it. Props to idlesheep. But now we're going to get to the final mod, and my favorite one out of it. And that's the Whispering Hills by Mangaclub. And obviously, it's just that. What you see here, the sirens, the outer dark, oh, you can move a truck. That's awesome. It's exactly that. They are Silent Hill monsters. As well as the Silent Hill theme, the fog, everything. And these mumblers are apparently some sort of evil, mutated children, apparently, because when I was playing a video, I found a school and these things were just full of it. So, yeah. A little bit of personal lore there. At least with this mod. Now, this was the main aspect of the horrors series of the game here. Oh, whoops. mods are still the same, but anyway. And that's what I had to show you. Moving on. This mod. And it would spawn multiple creatures when you get an outer dark attack. Now, obviously, though, these things were just roaming around the Commonwealth as well. You know, regular zombies, the living figures. There's a Deathclaw. I don't know why they didn't change the Deathclaw. They really should add him, give him that demonic aspect. No, it's into red. Large numbers. And that's basically the Zombie Walker mod, but you know, that's what makes the Whispering Hills mod and the Zombie Walkers complicated. Because it means you also get attacked by a bunch of ghouls, bubblehead zombies, mongrels, scream roaches, which is the kind you hear from that twitching. I don't know if you ever saw. Oh. Okay, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to get shot unless super mutants. Oh man, I can see why you can only get this game or get that gun late in the game. It's a one-shot cannon, it really is. Moving on though, it's exactly what I like in a kind of horror game. Dark, gritty, uncertain, weird, creepy creatures. Now, as I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, if you ever saw my earlier videos, the fog appeared in the sea too and actually canceled out the storm. And while it made it more haunting, and the creatures were just as, you know, creepy, devastating, you know, the sting wings, death claws, plus all the extra scary stuff. It took away some of the danger aspect for the radiation. Not anymore though now. Now, as you approach and enter the sea, the reason why I say that is because I ventured out here earlier, and there was an update. Alright, so the reason why I came here to the Glowing Sea is because the Whispering Hills mod actually got updated recently, about 2 months ago. And apparently, it was about the location of the storms not occurring in the Glowing Sea. So, the storms resumed, and all these creatures spawn naturally here as well. And that made it infinitely more dangerous. And I absolutely loved it. The second part of the update was in the asylum. With Jack Carbot. That's the scientist that was playing around with aliens and whatnot, trying to do research on them. In his asylum that he's been keeping his father locked up. There's already spoilers of it already. You probably already know. There's a little passageway that and apparently it's supposed to lead you to this area that's part of the Silent Hill franchise. Now, unfortunately, I could not do it and play it myself because, as you know, the mods had some effect on the quests. And that included the Jack Carbot quest, so that means I could never do the expansion of the quest. But what it would basically do is you would go in there, you would fight new creatures, and as well as Pyramid Head, which is great because I could never find Pyramid Head. You can never find any of the heavy, hard-hitting, iconic, the iconic monsters of Silent Hill. Siren Head is nice. But Siren Head is the only creature, the only monster that's part of this mod. That's the heavy hitter. High health, always 10 times higher level than you are. 5 to 10 times. Hits hard, and when dies, spawns an outer dark attack, and can also summon outer dark monsters. And that basically meant that Siren Head there was the only heavy unit, really. And with survival mode, they never spawned back. It was only when I changed the difficulty that they started spawning back again. Which I was happy about. So far as the mods with Whispering Hills, absolutely love it. Absolutely good theme. Great monsters. There are a few things I would like to nitpick, though. As we know, we have the Whispering Holotape here. And again, this also has customization. Chances to attack amount. I also increased the difficulty of this as I leveled up. But that's out of it. You can change the fog, the brightness. That's generally new performance. And we'll go with snowy weather now. There we go. Yeah, I'm out. You'll see what I mean here. Anyway, as for what I was going to say about nitpicking, you can create outer dark attacks, but you can't necessarily choose what kind of creatures come out. That was one of the downsides. Not a big one, though. The big one I had, though, was that you had all these creatures, you had all these large numbers just trying to swarm you, and that is fun in any environment, but repeat over and over and over again with bobblehead nurses, zombies, mumblers. I mean, the variety is there, but the unit type is not, if you get what I mean. Because what are like the variants and the differences, generally, what they all are is they are slow. And they're somewhat easy to knock down. Just by the mod itself. Obviously, the zombie walkers makes the zombies or the ghouls. Most of them move within the speed of the twin screamers. Slow. Their fastest is a dog. Their heaviest melee hitter is a mumbler, and it can sneak up on its size. Bobbleheads, I mean, they're all-rounder. If you do manage to put them down, you get some sweet loot. all in all, it's exactly that. Something that just slowly approaches you as you walk with large numbers. Something that slowly approaches you and tries to bite you and hit you using large numbers. Large numbers. Maybe not so much large numbers, but still melee attacker. And still just as easy to put down. And with the zombies, headshot. These are more for like sneaking. Ah, here we go. Beautiful. And the dog. I mean, yeah, again, the dog is a unit that's also can be taken out quick. Somewhat fast. I mean, there's not really much difference in the roles. The living figure, as you saw, is basically the only monster out of the mod that uses any kind of ranged ranged attack on you. And that basically meant that even with great numbers, if you could run and you could shoot. Obviously, we're having another outer dark attack now, and moving by. I mean, if you were just running while shooting at the enemies chasing you, you know, then you face forward, and all of a sudden you see 20, 30 enemies right in front, and And what I think, I'm glad they got the update. And I'm glad that they put in Pyramid Head. But one of the big issues I have with that is why do they only had Pyramid Head at that location? Where it would be somewhat easy to, well, the quest might not go well for starters. I mean, the asylum does make sense, but it is rather difficult to get. Another thing that I have a problem with is that out of all these outer dark attacks I've had so far, no Pyramid Head. So I think to improve on the Whispering Hills mod a lot more is just, you know, add more enemies to the fray. Because, I mean, the only heavy, hard-hitting unit that you'll find is the Siren Head. If they added the Saw Blade monsters, the Mannequin Spiders, Pyramid Heads, then yeah, those would be hard to deal with units. Or even, you know, just modding a Deathclaw to have that spew damage the same as the Living Beings while at the same time chasing you. And amping up the Deathclaw, giving it a bit of a makeover. And yeah, that would also be fine. Giving it a demonic touch. I do have fun mowing down mobs, but it just gets repetitive. Fighting the same type of enemy with, you know, just similar fighting style, health, and I think if they added more variety to, you know, the monsters, and I don't mean like just monsters like these, but I mean like the heavier ones. You know, something that could make a behemoth. Something that could make a behemoth run away. Something that could, you know, take on a Deathclaw on a 1v1 and still give it a run for its money. But, I mean, other than that, though, the fog, mods, the creatures, very good. I honestly can't really complain about much other than just the lack of creatures. Alright, let's head back to Sanctuary. I'm going back to my tower. And that's pretty much it, folks. Those 6 mods. Well, 5. I say 6 though because Whispering Hills also came with a sound mod too that you could add and install. Gave the creatures and, you know, the eeriness, you know, a level up. So, Ballistic Skull Mask. Short, sweet, simple. Like it. Nothing to complain about. Militarized Miniman. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any Minimen. That's probably due to the other mods being involved though. But I did like how new armor and clothes were introduced. And, you know, maybe combined with a few weapon mods like modern firearms or whatnot. You know, they could be an actual faction that would be effective to play and fun to play. Or, you know, even then, I'm just leveling up to the point where it's like level 60, then, you know, they'll come with their own weapons and they'll be just as good. Zombie walkers. Love it. I got nothing to complain about there. Modern firearms. Love the modern firearms. Absolutely. Absolutely. I cannot speak. What is wrong with me? But, you know, handguns, shotguns, missile launchers, just, you know, just variety in, you know, those 3 weapon types and systems. Again, nothing wrong with having a bunch of submachine guns and assault rifles, but, you know, it's got a, you know, a little bit more mix. Other than that though, absolutely loved it. Whispering Hills, my favorite one. I loved it. I think that's what made it a horror game. I think that's what gave it its creepiness, because, I mean, I was playing it the first time. Always that eerie dread. Always, you know, wondering when other dark attack would happen. Always wondering if there'd be a just siren head just gonna pop out the next corner, because, I mean, they were. Some of them were within walking distance. I actually had to run away from 2 at once back in the Going Sea. Although I don't know why they weren't there before. Probably because I got rid of them earlier, but yeah, if I had to say for Whispering Hills, more variety on, you know, the monsters. And I don't mean like more variety like the other types of monsters. I mean like heavy, hard-hitting monsters. Like the pyramid heads, the mannequin spiders. Or even, you know, like Sharon with the barbed wire thing going on from, you know, one of our earlier Silent Hill movies. You know, just tougher monsters to fight, and, you know, not as mobbish. Well, other than that though, I mean, Whispering Hills, that was my favorite mod to add on to this. No doubt. And that's just generally my review and my opinion on playing with this mods for a couple months. So if you liked the video and you like the content, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a lot. Don't forget to share. And do feel free to check out these mods. I had a very fun time playing them. And I absolutely thank the authors for making these, and I thank their supporters for making these mods. I mean, they took a 7-year-old game by now and made it fun and playable when I would just grind and grind and grind on it, and gave it something new and look forward to. I loved it. Thank you guys. Alright, all I have to say, and as always, have a happy day. Bye bye. Yeah, this is a good spot, isn't it? Oh, sorry I couldn't save you, Sean. Huh.